Injury updates on Mohammed Kudus and Dejan Kulusevski. Min-hyeok has just joined Coventry City on loan until the end of the season. Mikey Moore on scoring for Rangers against Celtic. He said it was the best feeling I've ever had in football. I'm loving it here at Rangers. Thomas Frank, in his embargoed press conference ahead of the Bournemouth game, he has insisted that the key figures at the club are all completely aligned and he feels backed by the club. Talking about Vinai Venkatesham, the CEO, he said he is calm and he takes sensible decisions. Talking about their relationship, Frank's relationship with Vinai, he said, we are getting closer and closer. And talking about Fabio Paratici, he said, we are paying his wages and he is working very hard. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, one game took place on Tuesday night in the Premier League. West Ham United 1, Nottingham Forest 2. Now, Nottingham Forest now have a 7-point gap from the bottom three. They are sitting in 17th. Now, Spurs, of course, it's match day. They travel to Bournemouth this evening on Wednesday, 7:30pm kickoff. Now, Spurs are currently 13th. We are 4 points away from the top five, and we are 6 points above 17th, where, of course, we finished last season under Ange Postecoglou. Now, other fixtures this evening: Brentford will take on Sunderland, Crystal Palace against Aston Villa, Everton will take on Wolves, Fulham against Chelsea, Manchester City will take on Brighton, Burnley against Manchester United, and Newcastle will take on Leeds. One game will take place on Thursday, the 8th of Jan. Arsenal will take on Liverpool. An injury update on Mohammed Kudus. Now, the Daily Telegraph have stated that Spurs weigh up January move for attacker after Mohammed Kudus' blow. Scans show injury picked up at the weekend are worse than feared, as Thomas Frank admits side are a little short on offensive options. Now, Sky Sports on this story, they have just stated that Mohammed Kudus is set to miss several games. Now, an official statement has just been released by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Min-hyeok has joined Championship side Coventry City on loan for the remainder of the season, having been recalled from his loan spell at Portsmouth. Min-hyeok, on joining Coventry on loan, he said, I'm very happy and excited to join a club with such a strong tradition and history. When I played against Coventry City, I really felt the positive atmosphere within the team, and that made me even more excited about becoming part of this club. The head coach explained very clearly on the plans, on how he wants to use me and how I could fit into his team, which gave me a lot of confidence that this is the right place for me. I want to help the team achieve its goal, and do that, I need to adapt as quickly as possible, show my qualities on the pitch and prove why I am here. Now, there are some academy fixture changes. Our under-21s home Premier League 2 fixture against West Ham United this Friday on the 9th of Jan has been postponed due to the visiting club's involvement in the virtual trophy. The match has been rearranged to take place at Hotspur Way on Saturday, the 4th of April, kick-off 1pm. In addition, our home under-18 Premier League fixture against Aston Villa has been rescheduled, this time owing to Aston Villa's participation in the FA Youth Cup. The match has been brought forward to Wednesday, the 14th of Jan. Kickoff remains at 12pm at Hotspur Way. Spurs legend Jermain Defoe has stated that he convinced Mikey Moore to sign for Rangers on loan. He was talking to the Scottish media at the weekend when Rangers beat Celtic 3-1 in the Scottish Premiership at the weekend. He said, I got a phone call from him in the summer. He said, I've got a chance to go to Rangers. I said, you've got to go to get the chance to go and experience what I experienced there. Trust me, you will love it. It's amazing to see him scoring in this game against Celtic. It is special. He must be delighted because he just loves football. He will be buzzing after this. Now, after Rangers beat Celtic 3-1 at Celtic Park, Mikey Moore talking about his goal, he said that was the best feeling that I've had in football so far. It was a bit of a head loss moment for me personally. It was a great feeling. When you come up here, scoring in that game is what people say to you straight away. Imagine scoring against Celtic away at their ground. I'm happy to be able to score in the game. It's one that will stay with me for the rest of my career. I'm loving it here at Rangers. It's been unbelievable. I couldn't speak highly enough of the club, of the city, and the people. I've settled in nicely. Now it's going better than I thought it would at this point. I need to perform for the rest of the season consistently, just as all of the other boys do. Spurs boss Thomas Frank has stated and insisted the key figures at the club are completely aligned about the future and how the importance of calm Chief Executive Officer Vinai Venkatesham. He said, I think the biggest thing, which we are, is that we are all completely aligned. So the biggest thing here, let's say Johan, Fabio, Vinai and I, we are all aligned. That is the biggest thing. And then we are also aligned with the ownership. Vinai Venkatesham is one of the best communicators I have ever met. As a CEO, leader, or whatever, he is absolutely excellent in that. I think I'm okay, but he is way more superior, which I think is crucial internally and externally. Thomas Frank then went on to say he is calm and he takes sensible decisions. Two rare abilities in football, but also two absolutely crucial abilities if you want to have success long term. For me, Vinai is crucial for Tottenham to have success in many ways. Then, of course, we have known each other for 6 months, so we are getting closer and closer and know each other better and better. Thomas Frank then went on to say Vinai is good, and besides being smart and taking sensible decisions, he has got huge experience of 10 years Arsenal with how they built and experienced how they built. Thomas Frank was then asked about if Vinai Venkatesham's decision to stick with Arteta during a rocky first 12 months had influenced his approach. Frank agreed and said, yeah, definitely, no doubt about that. Plus, he knows what good looks like and also how, unfortunately, it can take time to get up to where good should look like. That's definitely beneficial because also he understands the journey that we are on. Now, Thomas Frank was also asked about Fabio Paratici. He said, we are paying his wages. He is working very hard at the club. The last time I spoke to him the morning of the Sunderland game. Now, Thomas Frank was also asked in the embargoed press conference about an injury update on Dejan Kulusevski. He said, it just takes time. They are working very hard. He is working very hard to come back on the pitch. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about Thomas Frank's comments in the embargoed press conference. First of all, he said that we are still an attractive club for potential players to come and sign for, but the likes of City, Arsenal and Liverpool are way ahead of Spurs right now. That's absolutely right. I completely agree. Some Spurs fans won't like to hear that, but it is true. He has insisted that the key figures at the club are all completely aligned. That is great to hear as well. He has also said many positive and very complimentary things about the CEO, Vinai Venkatesham. He said that they have only known each other for 6 months, but they are getting closer and closer. And he says a couple of times that he takes sensible decisions and, we will be successful under Vinai Venkatesham. There is a lot of talk about the work that he did at Arsenal as well. And in recent press conferences, we're hearing a lot about Arsenal. We're hearing a lot about Brentford. And of course, Frank then goes on to say about Fabio Paratici that we're paying his wages. He spoke to him the morning of the Sunderland game and the club are working very hard. Now, of course, it is great that all of the board members, the management, the guy in the dugout, etc., are all aligned. What I would say now is that they need to be aligned, with the fans, and that relationship needs to be built because I feel like there is a big gap at the moment between the football club and the fans. The fans seem very, very unhappy with lots of different things at the moment, and that needs to improve. And it can improve two ways, definitely in January. Results, performances, I'll put that in as one. And the other one is definitely the January transfer window. The fans want to see this football club show ambition. The fans want to see Spurs go for it. not only in a January transfer window, but on the pitch as well. Go for it. To dare is to do. The game is about the glory and all of that. Yes, it has been a very frustrating season so far. But like I keep saying, and I have done in this last week or so, that Spurs, regardless of league position in 13th, we are still only 4 points away from the top 5. We do have an opportunity to make this a successful season. So I really do hope that we do somehow, pull a couple of aces out of our sleeves, or, the board certainly do, and Spurs deliver on the January window front. The injuries are so frustrating, and I just wish sometimes that Thomas Frank would just say, look, it's going to take a couple of months. Even if it's not what people want to hear, I would much rather know the bad news rather than someone keep telling me, it's coming, and you're expecting it the next week or the next month. Just say, look, the player is out for a couple of months and we expect them back until the end of the season. I'll tell you what, if you said that to people and then suddenly Dejan Kulusevski, at the end of January or the start of Feb, then suddenly becomes fit and available, I'll tell you what, it would give everybody a lift. The fact that Thomas Frank is so cagey about giving dates, and I know sometimes the injuries are, complicated, but other managers give proper updates, and Thomas Frank is just so cagey about the injury updates, particularly with Solanke and now Dejan Kulusevski as well. So it's frustrating. Mohammed Kudus now out injured. This is really frustrating, particularly, just offloading Brennan Johnson to, Crystal Palace. And now we are a player short, and this is a top player. And regardless of what people think and what Mohammed Kudus has delivered since signing for Spurs, most of our attacking play, if not all of our attacking play, goes down that right-hand side. The big emphasis in this team is play it out to the right, and either Mohammed Kudus or Pedro Porro will cross it in to the box. And it's going to be very interesting to see how we play at Bournemouth later on this evening and in future games that Mohammed Kudus will miss. We don't know the extent of this injury yet. He's gone for a scan. The Daily Telegraph and the Sky Sports have stated that he will miss several games. We know as Spurs fans what that can mean. It could mean a couple of games. It could mean a couple of months. We never know. So let's fingers crossed and hope and pray that he comes back sooner rather than later. And of course, we still want and need players in the January market. Mikey Moore on the Rangers move. I tell you what, it's great because so many loan recalls this past week or so at Spurs, and let's hope that Spurs can find good loans for some of these youngsters. And that is something that Tottenham are very, very good at, pulling players out if they're not getting the game time or the development they need. And I think they're excellent at that. But Mikey Moore is thriving at Ibrox right now, scoring against Celtic, their biggest rivals, at Celtic Park at the weekend. Great goal that he scored, ran over to the away end. You could see what it meant to him. He is having the time of his life up there, and it's nice to know that he felt that he could ring Jermain Defoe and get that advice, because, of course, he was one of his coaches at Hotspur Way. Jermain Defoe, and Jermain Defoe had such a success up in Rangers as well, and it's nice to see Mikey Moore do well. The only thing I'd say is Mikey Moore is when a player like this is so used, and I've said this many times, when a player goes out on loan and does so well, will they want to come back to compete, or will they want to come back when they're thinking about Spurs signing X, Y, and Z in transfer windows? Are they going to get the chance? Mikey Moore is such a fantastic talent. I hope in the near future, i.e. next season, start next season, that Spurs give him the game time that he needs and deserves, because he is going to be a top talent. I just hope this is Spurs, because sometimes the young players, they get that feel for playing every single minute of a game. They get that feel of the crowd singing their name. They get that feel of being loved so much. And then sometimes when a loan spell ends and they go back to their respective club, and then they get very, very minimal minutes and, minimal game time, that is a complete contrast. So I'm just hoping that this is managed extremely well by the club. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Spurs.